Grace has found me just as I am, empty-handed, but alive.
I don't know what any other person think of, but Daddy Freeze is the best replacement of Nedu or to Nedu. Replacing Daddy Freeze or replacing Nedu with Daddy Freeze is the best option ever, the best replacement ever. Like seriously. Daddy Freeze is smart, is educated, and recently Daddy Freeze he opinion to various matters could make people come dey love him more. You can see that Daddy Freeze, oh God. I can't wait. Let me go be first person. I don't own my education. Let me go be first person to run entire YouTube if they upload. Daddy Freeze have finally replaced Nedu. When they do, I think that your papa now get honest bunch. Congratulations to Daddy Freeze. I know you will deliver. I believe.
Breaking news: Daddy Freeze don replace Nedu Wazobia for Honest Bunch podcast. Oh my God. You see, in the case of Nedu Wazobia, there are so many lessons to learn. At times, when people are talking, listen. Now, pride and ego, now they worry so many people, make them they go down instead of going to the top. Yes. I remember when Nedu newly get issue with VDM, we are all advising Nedu, apologize to VDM, call VDM and say, VDM, I beg, I don't know say this thing go verse you, I beg, let us settle this matter and make everything. No. Instead, he dey listen to the worm. The one they say, no, leave VDM, swan. They follow the wrong side. Now, look at you now, Nedu. Where are you now? The one where the honest bunch where they talk say you don't open for, is it not South Africa? Who they hear about them? Who know about them? Is it functioning well? Is it earning you much? No. Whether you think they even they function, or whether you know they function, or whether you use and take deceive people or tell lie to people, nobody even know. But let me tell you, you are off the fame now. You understand? You don't lose. See? Even the video, the skit where they make, so who they even they watch them now? Everybody they don't jump past you. You don't enter thin air. Nobody even they see again. You be like breeze now. Nobody even they know about it. Nobody. When last when I hear about Nedu Wazobia for social media, for where you don't lose. I'm waiting pride and ego. VDM, small boy, place where I senior with age how many times? Where a day when I started to make fame. Who know VDM? VDM of last 3 years. You don't know, say. I get that before. Huh? Not be property. How they hear me? Most especially this new generation, things they change every day. Some people of yesterday, all of a sudden, they all blow. They started to make fame. It's not about saying who first did the industry. Not him. It's not how far, but how well. When VDN came out onto the spotlight, you know they see him pia. Now, before they talk one, VDM is worldwide.
So this is how Nedu Wazobia lost his job. Daddy Freeze is now the new host for the Honest Bunch. Nedu, you have lost your job because of your cho. Nedu was the person that told Verydarkman that he has snacked Jojo of Lele and gave her platform. And when he and Verydarkman were doing basketballs, Verydarkman come talk for social media. Different secrets, different things that he told Verydarkman. Verydarkman exposed it on social media. I've told you people before to be careful of Verydarkman. If you come for him, you will lose. If he comes for you, you will lose. Una no go here. Now you don't lose your job. Daddy Freeze is now the new host for the Honest Bunch. I used to even think he's Nedu that is the owner of the Honest Bunch. If not for this basketballs. Hey, see now. Water tap. Nedu water tap. You have lost your job.
So Daddy Freeze don't replace Nedu Wazobia for the podcast where we say Nedu leave because of the controversies surrounding his NGOs involvement where we say chop their money and Verydarkman can't expose them. which eventually led to him being removed from the show. Now that the Freeze just announced yesterday, say na him go take Nedu's place. And when I know say that the Freeze self, na person be say him mouth self not dey close. Then what impact will he actually make on the show? How will the show affect his own personal show since he already has his own show? Wouldn't that be a complete conflict of interest? Then what role will he play? Will he be able to actually replace Nedu as Nedu? Or he's just being that the Freeze, he just want to use his name for the show? Because at the end of the day, this is about the traffic, right? And the Honest Bunch is only concerned about the traffic, and they don't actually care about what people they talk. Would they change that, looking at the involvement of the Freeze moving forward? Then if they change their system, will it affect their ratings and views? We wait to see. I wish him all the very best.
From the day one, Nedu and Verydarkman started having an issue after that podcast interview with Daddy Momo. There is nobody in this internet space that call on Nedu attention like me to advise him on what to do to make peace and to return back to his work. But Nedu did not listen. Today, Daddy Freeze has replaced Nedu. But can Daddy Freeze actually bring in those spices Nedu was putting in that podcast? Honest Bunch. You see, in this life, I have repeatedly said to people that when you make mistake, the ability for you to correct your mistake and move on with life is what makes you who you are. If you cannot adjust, even if you are the president, if you are doing something that people are calling your attention to it and say this thing is wrong, you have to adjust. If you refuse to adjust, next election you no go win. That is the fact. Because the people will come out and say, no, you will not win. That is one thing I was telling Nedu repeatedly in this internet space. Okay, fine. What you were accused of is something you can correct. And you were given opportunity to correct it. But Nedu decided to listen to people where feel like, no, everything, who is Verydarkman? You have to go all out. VDM cannot do that. If you do that, it will bring out VDM ego. Who is Verydarkman today? Look at where you have landed yourself. You are no more in the podcast. The new one you are doing, I'm not saying it's selling. I'm not saying it's selling. The best thing Nedu would have done was to reconcile with VDM and those people and continue with his work. But I said it repeatedly. Some of the people waiting say they too sabi. They tell Nedu say, you cannot. Don't apologize to those people. Don't apologize to VDM. Instead, sue VDM. That was a very big error. Thank God you did not even go ahead to say you did even sue VDM. Because I told you repeatedly. Let's see what Daddy Freeze can bring. But the fact remains that it be like that podcast, it don't go down like this. Because since, in fact, if not today that I'm seeing news that Daddy Freeze Nedu has been replaced by Daddy Freeze, I have not been hearing about the podcast all this while. I felt the podcast is no more functioning. I thought it's no more functional. I have not heard about them for a very long time. That's to tell you the damages that has happened.
So guys, Daddy Freeze is now part of the Honest Bunch podcast as he takes over Nedu Wazobia's position. You know, Nedu was fired after he misfired on the platform. After he brought someone to come and rubbish VDM, to come and say things about VDM, to come and seek attention from VDM. VDM also responded the way he could respond. VDM also defended himself the way he could defend himself. And today, Nedu lost that spot at the Honest Bunch podcast. Daddy Freeze is now taking over, hoping to see some flame. Daddy Freeze, if you like, go and interview another person and let the person come there and say whatever they want to say. You know VDM. You know what he can do. You know his strength. You know his weight. You know, you have affirmed it yourself here on social media. So we are only saying congratulations. We wish you were in your new office. But please, when it comes to VDM, mind your discussion. Know what you say. Don't allow VDM to have your time. Because if VDM decides to have your time, know that it's over. Know that it's over. Don't allow those people to come there. You know, those who are coming there to say whatever they want to say, at the end of the day, those people are just going to be gaining their popularity while you'll be the one to be at risk. Because if I'm lying, go and ask Nedu. Nedu is still going through a lot. Nedu is still struggling to process what has happened to him.
Nedu is still struggling to understand what went wrong, because even though he is striving in his own way, it is not the same.
I and 99 others are here to tell you to brace up for impact, because there is an incoming.
There's this narrative, say babes when they come here that they bench them.
That's right.
Or that they bench una.
I didn't know who.
Daddy Freeze, you heard what he said, Abi? Okay. Nedu Wazobia was chased out of that place by Verydarkman. Now, the owner of Honest Bunch have decided to replace him with Daddy Freeze. And Daddy Freeze arrived there. Oga has already started to set the place ablaze. By doing what? In the name of cleanup campaign, he is throwing shades indirectly. You heard what he said, that there are rumors or some narrative going around that the ladies that are coming there, they will punch them, or the ladies that are there are being punched by the guys that are there. In other words, he is trying to do the clean-up campaign of what Verydarkman did. You all know how Verydarkman went after Nedu Wazobia, exposing everything that Nedu had told him on one occasion that they met. Just one occasion, Nedu casted the whole place to Verydarkman. Verydarkman has exposed them. Abi? So for this Oga Daddy Freeze to go there and try to build trust, to regain back the audience, he is trying to set the place ablaze in the name of doing a cleanup. He wants to change the narratives by trying to countering everything that Verydarkman had said, but without mentioning Verydarkman's name, because he already knows the writers as well come for him. But this is not good. You are not doing anything good for the podcast. They brought you there to co-host the show, to make things to come back to life, come back normal. But Oga has gone there to spoil the whole show. Anyways, our eyes are on you guys, especially you, Daddy Freeze. You guys should brace up for an incoming, because there is going to be a time he will snap. Daddy Freeze and Nedu Wazobia, there is absolutely no difference. Those two guys, there is no difference. There is no difference. They are the same. So brace up. He will snap. There will be a point that he will be pushed to the angle and he will choke, and the writer will come for him. And that podcast, the same fate will befall them. Brace up and watch out.
Into my back, you don't understand it. Anybody that will spoil my life, that will scare my life. God, don't allow me to meet them. Don't allow me to meet them. Come on, buddy, like, no sense. Come on, buddy. All right, I just say I should come outside now. Let me come and take fresh air. I hear people shouting, Daddy Freeze, Daddy Freeze. I say, what happened to Daddy Freeze? What happened? They say, the Daddy Freeze, he don't replace Nedu. I call the wonder. I don't understand. I thought they say, no guys trying to laugh. But I thought they say, don't let Nedu buy. Don't let Nedu buy. Shenu Tunubu Sheyi, Bikubana, Kanu Wokwo, Okocha, Victor Esime, Gbogbo. Don't allow him to buy. Don't allow him to buy. He's innocent. I don't understand it. Did they do the investigation? I mean, they didn't do investigation. So you mean they just replaced him just like that, fast, 15 minutes. All right, so they say that the freezer is here. I swear to go. To me, personally, that's the best replacement to me. You understand it? So that the freeze, actually go there now, just advise, say, anywhere you hear V, first check and where say D no they follow the V. They can't check and say M no follow the D, may no be VDM. No talk am. If you go talk am, if you hear V, check that D there. Check that M dey beside the D. If you go there, just move your mouth. No, if you want to say something, just say something that you know. Hey, you get a point. You understand it? You get why, you get why. That's why. You understand it? Congratulations to you for replacing.
Daddy Freeze joining the Honest Bond podcast. This is really a breaking news. Because I think that's Honest Bond, since Nedu moved from there, I think the volume don't go down. The tempo was so high. Every episode in our hits, since VDM and Nedu had their clash, it started going down. They've been dropping some episodes, but I hope the owner of that platform understands that this is Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze, a lot of people know Daddy Freeze with a lot of things. I've known Daddy Freeze since early 2000 in Cool FM, me personally. Some people know Daddy Freeze in different things. Some people know Daddy Freeze as that controversial guy. Some people know the spiritual part of him. Some people knows the educative part of him. He's connected. He's dominated in this media and entertainment space. He knows how to talk. He understands what people want here. And some people also know him as a person where they jump on trends. So him coming to this podcast now, joining them, making them the top 4 again, is this a good move? So that tomorrow now, the guy will not say, oh, Daddy Freeze, why did you say this? Why did you understand? I hope you know who Daddy Freeze is very well. And everything I just talk. Do you guys think that the phrase is a good addition to this platform? Abi go come scatter and pata again. So I just tell you now, waiting who that the phrase is, just a little bit, and many more. This is a good move to me. I don't know what you guys think.
I hear say that the freeze is now a co-host in Honest Bunch. So that the freeze don't collect Honest Bunch spot. we they use fire Nedu as in misfire. Nedu go misfire for Honest Bunch. Then fire up. ASAP. That the freeze, if you like, go misfire. I go fire you too. Now my guy. Now my president, my guy. VDM. I make them fire the Ozo. Nedu. Anyway, that the freeze. Watch what you say and watch your steps. Just in case. Make them go fire you like that, then fire Nedu. Stay home for I'll see you guys around. I'm out.
When they talk say Nedu supposed to don't try to settle with VDM. If you look at my videos back then, that Nedu supposed to don't look for a way to settle with VDM for this matter, so that everything can still bounce back for Nedu. People were like saying, who is VDM for Nedu to go and beg? Who is VDM for Nedu to go and write email to? Who is VDM to that? Who is VDM to that? But you guys can see now that this life, forget to. Another person go replace you. Another person will be say you don't even think of. If you say somebody will say they're close to you, go replace you. But what my message to the Honest Bunch, replacing Nedu with Daddy Freeze is not the best option so far. Because there's some things, there's some spices that Nedu has that Daddy Freeze did not have it. And I must be honest with you people that Daddy Freeze maybe even, worse than Nedu. You understand? Tell me, it's just for you guys to bring Nedu back. Driving Nedu is not the best option. Because now we know that the matter on ground has already settled, could I just remain for Nedu and VDM to settle their differences? Should I say their differences, Because I believe say the person that caused all this whole thing is just Dimumu. And Dimumu used Nedu head, to bring him, you understand? So to me, the Honest Bunch, replacing Nedu with Daddy Freeze is not the best option. Because people may not know what Nedu was covering there. I must be honest with you people. I don't even understand. How can they even ask Daddy Freeze to come and take over Nedu and Daddy Freeze accept the offer? I don't understand. I believe that Nedu knows the work better than Daddy Freeze. I will say it and I will say it loud. So the best thing Nedu is supposed to do, except say Nedu did not want to go back there, okay, is just for them to bring Nedu back. They should bring him back. It's not for Nadimumu just, use his two head, clap them together. That's why he fall into this, let's say, I don't know how to put it. So the Honest Bunch, I think you guys need to rethink. We know say during that period, all the old people will say Dimumu don't come for them to be able to speak for Nedu. None of them show up. That to show you say, when you don't mess up, you don't mess up. Nedu mess up. Let's call a spade a spade. He mess up as VDM friend. But I don't know how they can settle these differences. But I see that Nedu self, they are still using Nedu, you understand, Austin. Dimumu is still using Nedu Austin. Since when this pattern, all this thing happened, you see, say Nedu never bounced back. He never become the Nedu we know before. I don't even know that, say, maybe the Honest Bunch still even there exist ever since then. If not because of, say, the mention of this Daddy Freeze own. I don't know if they want to resume back now, or maybe since then they are being, understand. But if not, I believe that the only person that used to make me to watch the Honest Bunch then is Nedu. Because he normally post it on his platform. So please, we know that Daddy Freeze still has influence, but I believe that Nedu will do the work more than Daddy Freeze.